Ever wondered how your Deadlock rank measures up against players of other top esports games? Well, wonder no more. I've dug deep into the data on rank distribution across 4 of the most competitive games in esports. We'll be looking at League of Legends, Dota2, Counterstrike, and Overwatch, and comparing the rank distributions in those games with Deadlock to see how your rank stacks up against the ranks of all the other esports giants. And honestly, the results are kind of shocking. The rank distribution is wild, and I guarantee you whatever you think your rank is probably isn't actually what your rank is. So what's up, everybody? My name is Kronos, and this is my analytical breakdown of Deadlock rank distribution. In my real life, my soul-sucking 9-to-5 is a data analyst. I spend all my days looking at spreadsheets and looking at numbers. So I figured, why not try and break down all of the other big esport games and see where Deadlock compares to those. It was a very interesting bit of research, and I'm excited to share it all with you. So without further ado, let's get on into it and see where you really stand. Now, first, we've got Initiate. There's really not too much I can say about this one. You're the bottom of the barrel. Honestly, I feel bad for you, but hey, that's the way she goes. I'll use this moment to really just cover the layout. I've got a legend on the right side of the screen that shows a bigger image of the more convoluted looking ranks as well as what they are, because some of the league ranks, the colors all look the same. You'll see as you get later in the video. Yeah, that's Initiate. 9.7% of the community is in here. I'd honestly like to see some of these games. I'm sure they're really interesting to watch. Coming in next is your Seekers. This is one of the lowest percentage groupings in Deadlock ranking, which I thought was interesting. The only other one with numbers this low is Eternus, which I just thought was crazy. This is also, you're still the bottom of the barrel, and this is where I thought it was really interesting, is the Deadlock lowest ranks are very spread out. We've already looked at 12 different sub-rankings between the 2 first rankings, Initiate and Seeker. Is still the lowest rankings for League of Legends and Overwatch, as well as Counter-Strike. Like, the scale of rankings, and maybe it is because Deadlock has a lower player count than these other games because it is fresh. You'll see later in the video, the later ranks are very squashed together, whereas these earlier ranks just span so many different groupings. Kind of getting on a tangent here, but let's go look at Alchemist. This is 6.4%. This is, you're finally starting to move up. You're your bronzes and your guardians, and you're still silver if you're Overwatch and Counter-Strike. The Overwatch silvers just span so far. It's crazy. This is another small grouping in the community's rank distribution. Again, I thought it was very interesting. Up next is Arcanist, and this was, I thought, also kind of interesting tidbit, is Alchemist and Arcanist have the same percent of players in them. It's 6.4% for both of them. This is where you're finally starting to get up into gold for Overwatch, but like I was saying, the spread on at least the league ranks is just spans so far. You're still in bronze. The highest you've reached at this point is bronze 2. Rolling into the next one, finally we start to see our numbers pick up a lot. These next 3 seems to be where the highest concentrations of players are landing, because it is more, I guess, your average skill grouping. Obviously, it is kind of a bell curve of as you get towards the middle, it's a lot more people there, because, you know, there's a lot of people that suck and there's few people that are good, but there's a lot of people who are average. That's why you're the average. So we're looking at Ritualist now. It's at 12.2%. It dwarfs the other rank groupings. This is where a lot of people are landing at. But you're finally getting into silver for League. You're a Crusader if you're in Dota, and you're deep into gold for Overwatch now, and you've finally gotten into gold for Counter-Strike. So this is kind of like the first decent ranking, I guess. Like, you never really want to be silver, you definitely don't want to be bronze, but golds are kind of like, okay, like, I'm normal, I'm a gold. On to the next one is Emissary. This is where I landed in my rank placements. I was Emissary 5 for the week that I was ranked. And it is, I was very shocked. This is why I was saying that earlier, I don't think that whatever you think your rank was going to be in another game, it probably isn't. I figured Emissary would be at least DMG, maybe MGE in counterstrike terms, which is kind of, I guess, plat in other games. So I was kind of blown away that this was such just low gold, especially because I thought that I was doing pretty good. But this is your silvers, your golds, you're deep in gold now, and your Archon. I like how they recycled a ranking from Dota into this game. Good job, Valve. But yeah, this is where I think that this is the average. Like, you play video games, you're good at video games. You're nothing crazy, but this is where the majority of people are landing between at least these two and Ritualist and Emissary. But the highest concentration is Archon at 18.9. So this is where I guess the real average is, or maybe above average, we'll say. Here you're getting into the good ranks in other games. League, you're still gold, which I thought was just crazy. Because when I think of golds, I mean, I think that's normal. But it seems like if you're gold in League, you're fucking god. You're finally getting into plat for Overwatch. You're high Archon in Dota. You got an AK in Counterstrike. I mean, you're feeling good if you're an Archon. This is personally where I would like to be. I don't think that I'm good enough to be anywhere else. We'll see. Archon seems comfortable, and you're a gamer if you're in here. This is a good sign. You're doing well for yourself. The future is bright, and you'll be in Oracle next at 11.8%. This is you're finally into plat for League. You've gotten deep into Legend on Dota. You've plat in Overwatch, getting towards the end of that, and you finally reach double AK in Counter-Strike. This is like the cusp of like the more advanced players. If you're an Oracle, you should feel good because most people would like to beat you. I'm sure these games are starting to pick up and be more interesting too. Mine have not been in Emissary. Shocker there. Up next, we've got Phantom coming in with 13% of the community landing in here. This is where I would say the first like advanced rank in Deadlock. You've started to hit a good ceiling here. It is the highest concentration of Dota ranks. You've got your ancient 1 through 5 all within this ranking, which I thought was kind of interesting. You've made it Emerald for League. I mean, if you're a Phantom, you're really good at the game, but you're not as good as the Ascendants. We finally reached like the very advanced portion of Deadlock rankings, and also the smallest percentages. Coming in at 4% of players, you Ascendants, you're something else. If you're Ascendant, you're the people that people are looking up to now. If you're Ascendant, I mean, you're just a shake away from the top dog. These are the folks that are teaching everybody how to play Deadlock and what to do and how to do things. I can't even compete with these fellas. It's crazy the skill difference between like an Emissary lobby and watching an Ascendant lobby. These guys are really good. If you're in here, you're your Supremes. You've hit Grandmaster in Overwatch and Diamond in League, and you've hit the highest rank in Dota, being Immortal. And I thought that was interesting that Immortal in Dota, while it is the top rank, it has such a high percent of players in it. And I did a little bit of looking into it. I couldn't really understand, but I thought that was just bizarre that the highest rank has a lot of players in it. So you'll see it spans all of Eternus in here. You've hit the ceiling in Dota as far as I understand. And you've really hit the ceiling if you are Eternus. You're the guy that everybody wants to be. The top diggity dog, man around town, the Eternuses. Coming in at 0.5% of the player base. This is, you're the top dog in any game. In League, if you're Eternus 6, you're a challenger. You're as good as the pros that play on stage and win the big bucks. Grandmaster at 5, just as good, I would say. Masters, you're not that great. Just kidding. If you're if you're any of these ranks, I don't have to tell you, you're the fucking shit. This is all immortal, all globals. Top 500 in Overwatch is these last 2 Eternus ranks, which I think is pretty cool. That's quite an accomplishment in Overwatch from what I understand. So, if you're the Eternus, I don't have to tell you, you're the best in any game. So that has been a quick breakdown of all of the rank comparison between Deadlock ranks and the 4 biggest games that I thought of when I thought of competitors and adjacents to this game. I hope it was informational. I hope it answered a question that you might have had of what your rank is. Like I was saying, I was very surprised that the lower ranks just span so much in Deadlock. And again, like I said earlier, this isn't meant to be like the end-all be-all of rank distribution. This is changing week by week. The data I used was from ranked week 3. These numbers are already outdated by the time you're probably watching this. The numbers shouldn't be too different for a while. I'm going to come back and update this video later on when we've gotten more players in, the hype's rebuilt back up, the team has balanced some more stuff, and things are different. But this serves, I think, as a good starting point for the comparison talks. The data is highly as accurate as I could make it because the distribution is just weird across everything. If you want to see the raw stuff, I've linked the spreadsheet down below of the breakdown, all the numbers I've pulled, all of my sources, so you can tell me I did a shit job. You can go look at that stuff if that's your thing. So if you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate a like or a sub. That would mean the world to me. I've gotten great responses on my other videos, and I really tried to put a lot of effort into this one to up the quality because I don't want to stifle my chances of building something cool here. I've been Kronos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.